Mazatlan is in every way a reflection of Sinaloa. For some, it's a beautiful port of call in the North Pacific. For others, a place that has struggled through challenging times. But for people who live and grew up here, it is something else entirely. Mi Mazatlan. And they want to show the world what this city is to them. A beautiful, colorful, delicious place that has built itself back up and is living its future. I'm meeting up with two good friends, chefs Zahie Téllez and Luis Osuna, for a true local taste of Mazatlan.
This is like a Mexican cravings factory.
In my kitchen,
Oh, look how beautiful this looks.
recipes inspired by Luis's family restaurant, the iconic Sinaloan destination, Panama. A crazy chicken Milanesa Torta topped with chunky guacamole with a kick, chiles toreados,
Oh, the Milanesa is so good.
and a creamy, smooth, oh so satisfying guava pie, straight from the Panama menu.
I don't really like guava like generally, but I really like this pie.
Yeah.
Dame tu chocolate, dame café caliente, dame tu corazón.
Located on the Pacific in southern Sinaloa, Mazatlan is a major port city of over 400,000 people, and it is a beauty. There are dramatic vistas, a vibrant colonial neighborhood, and a coastline that disappears into the horizon. But you know I'm not here just for a stroll. I'm here to eat. Home to Mexico's second largest fishing fleet, the seafood in Mazatlan is out of this world, especially the shrimp. Shrimp is the identity of coastal Sinaloa. It is the people's food, and the experience of visiting the shrimp stalls are deeply ingrained in the memories of those who grew up here, like my friend and fellow chef Zahie Téllez. Zahie remembers her dad would always bring her to buy shrimp from the changueras, or monkey women, as these shrimp sellers are called.
Changuera translates to like monkey woman.
Yes,
right?
that's why.
And it's because of the nets they use to.
Because
that
they're
are
called
monkeys.
changos. Yeah.
¿Y a ustedes les gusta que les digan las changueras?
Pues, si no nos gusta, ahí nos dice.
¿Ya qué? Entonces usted conoce a Zahie desde chiquita.
Cuando ella venía con su papá.
Sí.
¿Qué
Zahie is a dear friend. She's a chef and host of her own cooking shows. But her love for food started right here at the markets of Mazatlan.
Why did your dad come here? He didn't have a restaurant.
No, but he
was a good
loves
cook?
to cook. Actually, he teach me how to cook. That's
Really?
what I'm actually a chef. And we go fishing on Sundays.
Really?
And every time we didn't catch anything, we came here.
Oh, he's like, oye, llévame a donde te comía tu mamá, donde comías con tu mamá.
sí, en el mercado Pino Suárez, sí. Vente, vamos.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Zahie grew up near the Central Market, and every Sunday her mom would take her there for lunch, an experience she wants to recreate with me.
This is our Mercado Municipal Pino Suárez, and we used to live very, very near from here. I have like that age when my mother take me to the market.
For Zahie and her mom, weekend traditions would always lead them upstairs, where tiny restaurants use market-fresh ingredients to feed hungry shoppers. For me, sopa de camarón, which has whole shrimps cooked in a rich tomato broth, and Zahie gets caldo de pescado, which is a spicy fish and vegetable stew.
Ah, este es caldito de camarón.
Me dejas un poquito porque se ve bien rico, ¿eh?
Qué delicia, todo el caldito está riquísimo.
Sí.
So what does this place make you think of?
This is very, very simple preparation. This is simple dish,
It
but
is.
full of flavor. I mean, it's like the Mexican way to eat, you know, and to live. I mean, in Mazatlan, it's amazing.
It is very full of life.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is much to love about Mazatlan now. The colorful streets, inviting beaches, the incredible food. But Zahie has watched her city overcome a lot to get to this moment.
You know, we're in Mazatlan, in Sinaloa. At the end, everybody sees us like the most violent states in Mexico. And for many years, they're right, because the narco used to live here, and this city was like a ghost city. I'm talking about like probably 15, 20 years ago.
But before then, it had been one of the jewels of Mexican tourism, right?
Yeah, I mean, they call us the Perla del Pacifico.
How have people here taken back Mazatlan? Because now it's incredibly safe. Like, how did they make that turn?
Take years to build again all the trust in the people. Right now, you have to see, because it's like another thing. It's like when I was little, no? Like very, very happy childhood, and everybody knows together. And right now, we're getting that part. So people right now are very, like, proud to be here. I don't know how to say it, like, ven otra vez. So take your
Like, give it
chances.
another
Yeah,
shot.
yeah, give it another chance and come to Mazatlan.
Later, I'm meeting up with my good friend, Luis Osuna, at his family's restaurant, Panama. Panama is iconic, and they're known for having some of the best desserts in all of Sinaloa. But this guava pie, I can't even begin to describe how good it is. Luis is such an amazing friend that he actually gave me the recipe. So now you can have it too. And I'll start with the crust. I have 5 ounces of Maria cookies that I already crumbled into really fine crumbs. And this is about 1 3/4 cups, 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter that I already melted. This is a very unexpected pie, beginning with its name, Guava Pie. Like, I would have never thought about a pie whose star was guava. So you just start pressing as you go around and you try to flatten it. You want to make a wall. You want to put this in the oven, 400 degrees for about 18 minutes. So I'm going to start to make the filling, and to make this incredibly creamy filling, there's one surprising ingredient, and it is unflavored gelatin. And I have in here 1.5 teaspoons of unflavored gelatin granules. And I'm going to combine these with 2 tablespoons of water. Now, here's the thing. When you mix gelatin granules with water, it's supposed to dissolve fast, but generally, clumps remain. See how there's clumps in here? So this one trick to completely dilute the gelatin is very easy to do. I have hot boiling water here, and I'm gonna pour it onto this plate. And then I'm going to have these bowls sit here while I get my filling going. I have 8 ounces of cream cheese, and I'm going to beat these until it's completely creamy and smooth. Now I'm going to add a cup and a tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. And then I have 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. Okay, so I beat it until it's nice and thick, but still not holding stiff peaks. And at this point, I'm gonna add the dissolved gelatin. And now I'm gonna really beat until it holds stiff peaks. So this is the consistency we want. Super fluffy, creamy filling. So now I'm gonna put it in the fridge so it can chill for at least an hour. So the topping is gonna be a guava topping, and the guavas are gonna be dressed in a simple syrup. And simple syrup is a very sophisticated term for nothing but equal parts water and sugar diluted. I have 1/4 cup of water, 1/4 cup of sugar. They may try to sell you simple syrup at the supermarket, so you know, it's just water and sugar.
And then I'm just gonna let this sit and cool as I cut my guavas. Now let's talk about guavas. When they ripen, they go to yellow. Different from avocados. Avocados give in when you give them a gentle hold. Guavas may not give in that much, but you can smell. This is ready and this is ripe, and I wish I could describe. It smells like perfume. And I'm gonna cut them into bite-sized pieces. They have a bunch of little seeds, but then in the pulp that's in between the seeds and in the center, you get the sweetest, the most tender, the most soft part of the guava. I have about 4 cups of the guava. I'm gonna cover it with this simple syrup. I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator to chill. This will be sort of like a glaze that's gonna cover this topping. So this is your Mazatlan, right? You
Yes.
grew up here, you love it.
I love it. This is awesome. This is a lovely place.
This is a lovely place. Mazatlan has spent the last few decades restoring itself and has reclaimed its place as a real treasure of Mexico's Pacific coast. My dear friend and fellow chef, Luis Osuna, was born and raised here, and his plan is to show me all of Mazatlan. And there is one place where we can do just that, El Faro Lighthouse. Located on the southernmost tip of the city, El Faro sits 523 feet over Mazatlan, making it the highest lighthouse in the Americas.
This is so stunning.
Yeah, I know. Okay, the old Mazatlan starts when the cathedral.
Since the mid-1800s, Mazatlan has been one of the most important international ports on the west coast of the Americas. The old town sprawls out beneath the breathtaking Gold Peak Cathedral, and the architecture reflects the European influence of its early traders. For the last 20 years, at the height of drug cartel violence, it would not have been safe to walk the streets. But now,
Te decía que teníamos que venir para acá.
I know, it's
Teníamos que
so
venir.
beautiful and charming.
Los colores, la gente lo disfruta muchísimo. Hoy es principios de semana y todo el mundo anda en la calle.
Sí,
¿no?
sí, Tuesday afternoon.
Esto es como si fuera fin de semana todos los días.
I see a lot of Americans
Sí.
here. Where are you from?
Seattle
Seattle.
Seattle.
and Oregon.
Oregon. Yeah. Are you guys vacationing?
Yeah, it's been fun. We've loved it. It's lovely here.
It is.
We were on the water. Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank you, my dear.
What are you doing right now?
Oh, it's a TV show.
Okay. We're on TV!
growing up, Luis watched as Mazatlan crumbled around him. But as Mazatlan began to rebuild, his family built one of the most iconic restaurants in all of Sinaloa.
This is the neighborhood where you were born
Sí,
and where Panama was born.
también.
It was here that Luis's parents transformed a humble little corner grocery store into the most successful restaurant chain in Sinaloa, a bakery diner called Panama.
And then my mom starts to make cakes.
Okay.
And then they put the first little restaurant y empieza también a crear pasteles con más variedad, más panes y empezamos a vender más platillos en las loncherías, pues, ¿no?
Okay. So you have it like in your blood.
Totalmente. Yo nací dentro de una pastelería, pues, ¿no? Entonces vas a
You were born in a mixer.
Yes, inside. Inside.
If you are from Sinaloa or if you've ever been to Sinaloa, the mere mention of Panama restaurant is probably making you feel all warm, cozy, nostalgic, and homesick. Tacos, hot dogs, menudo, tostadas, it's somehow everything you love about Mexican and American meals all rolled into one. And we haven't even gotten to desserts.
I can taste the frosting just looking at it.
Today, there are dozens of Panama restaurants in every major city in Sinaloa.
So something that started with his mom selling 3 cakes in a tiny little grocery store turned into this huge thing.
Consistently serving so many delicious dishes across all of its locations is Panama's specialty. And it is in the kitchen where the magic happens.
Everything seems so incredibly organized
And clean. Do you see
and
this?
impeccable. Tell me, how do you run this?
Te digo cómo. El menú lo partimos en diferentes áreas. O sea, cada pedazo del menú se va a una área, otra área y otra área y otra área.
It's split by menu sections.
Exactamente.
¿Ese sopecito? ¿Ese es un sopecito?
Tostada de pata.
¿Esa es la tostada de
Ven,
pata?
ven.
Se ve buenísima. I love pickled pig feet so much. From the moment somebody orders until they get it to the table, how much time goes by?
10 minutes.
10
10 minutes.
Okay, my tostada is ready.
Yeah, it's already.
Let's take
It's
me
ready.
to my tostada. I don't know what to begin with. Give me some order.
Tostada de pata.
Pata, va.
Tost.
Hoy. Okay.
The texture.
It's one of my top 5 favorite things ever. I'm gonna try the menudo.
Pruébalo con hierbabuena y es otra cosa, ¿eh?
The peppermint really gives it a very different thing.
Yes.
This is like a Mexican cravings factory. Ground beef,
Ground beef, melted cheese,
potato chips.
potato chips.
And I see many Americanized Mexican recipes that I think if you were an outsider, you wouldn't understand how this is part of Mexican culture. But why do you think that Mexicans, we have this fascination with American food?
We are neighbors, and we don't
Close
have...
neighbors.
Yeah, very close. And American people came to Mexico, and we're friends.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a bite.
Okay. ¿Qué tal? El guacamole, la mostaza.
You didn't think I'd forget dessert, did you? Feast your eyes on this signature guava pie.
Bill,
Decadent and light and fruity, and you don't know, but you just want to keep on eating. La guayaba está so perfumed. Qué rico.
y este es el más vendido, ¿eh?
There's something going on in Sinaloa. I mean, I feel it everywhere I go. I love the energy that I felt here, really. And it's been a pleasure spending the day with you.
Muchas gracias, me ha encantado, Pati, de veras, ¿eh? Y ojalá que nos visites más seguido.
Sí,
Es
mis
una-
hijos aquí se vuelven locos. One of our favorite tortas here at home is the torta de milanesa. And I'm gonna be making one that combines our love for Mexican ingredients and American-inspired dishes, just like what happens in the Panama restaurants. I have 4 chicken breasts that I already pounded to about a 1/4 inch thickness. And now I'm going to set up my stations to bread them. Flour for the first layer, and I'm gonna season every layer. I'm gonna season with a little bit of salt. And I have 4 chicken breasts because my 3 boys are hovering around the kitchen. I'm gonna crack 3 eggs. I'm gonna add a splash of milk, salt and pepper here, 2. And I'm gonna lightly beat these. For my breading, I'm gonna use these butter crackers. And I'm just gonna crush them in here. Now this is gonna be a surprise for my boys because I've always breaded my milanesa with breadcrumbs, but I was inspired to try new crazy things in Panama. You should see that menu. It's wild. And now I'm gonna add some chiltepín chiles because I want some heat in there. And I got inspired to make this torta in Sinaloa, and chiltepín is king there. So I'm gonna use my chiltepín masher that now I am a fan of. You're gonna see how it starts to come out here, those red specks. Before I bread my chicken, I'm going to add some spring onions, like a dozen, 3 jalapenos, and I'm gonna char them. So I have my chicken. I'm gonna coat it in flour. I'm gonna shake it off. What this 3-layer thing is gonna do is give the milanesas a doubly crisp coating. And look how pretty it looks. Repeat the same process. I'm gonna flip my chicken. Oh, look how beautiful this looks. I'm gonna give it another minute on that side. With these roasted jalapenos and spring onions, I'm going to make chiles toreados.
And I'll use that to make a spicy and oh so flavorful guacamole.
Chiles toreados translates to something like matador or bullfighter chiles, and that is because they're considered to be very fiery. So I'm adding 1/3 of a cup of soy sauce, 1/3 of a cup of lime juice. You can make your chiles toreados with your whole chiles, with your chopped chiles, with your sliced chiles. I like them cut into thick slices. You're creating two products. You are creating the marinated fire-roasted chiles and onions, but you're also making this incredibly delicious sauce that you can use for vinaigrettes, for guacamole, for salsas, for salads. Look at that beautiful mix. So you really want to let this sit for at least 10 minutes while I assemble the rest of my tortas. We're gonna do a mayo spread.
I'll just combine 1 cup of mayo, 1/2 cup of queso cotija,
Grated Oaxaca, like 2 cups. I'm gonna put this in the oven, which I have at 450 for just a few minutes. This is what I'm gonna do to my guacamole. I'm going to add some of these jalapenos and spring onions with a little bit of the sauce. Coarsely chop the cilantro, add it in here. A little bit of salt because I have soy sauce. I'm gonna make a paste. I'm really excited because this is a new Matador guacamole. And the name is just a killer. And that was such a terrible pun. Joke. Because Matador is killer. Then I'm gonna cut into my avocados. I think I need 2. It's so good. Imagine a guacamole with the flavor of soy and lime and roasted jalapenos and scallions that are charred and soft and so rustic. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Mi amor.
Ooh.
So, how much do we love torta de milanesa?
Oh, we love it. I love milanesa.
Yeah. Okay, I made different things for the torta de milanesa. See if you like it. We're gonna add the sauce in here, okay?
that beautiful vinaigrette from the chiles toreados.
Oh,
It's
my
perfect.
God. Is that enough or should I put more, do you think?
I see, that looks good.
Yeah? Oh.
Oh.
Good?
Mm.
Oh, the milanesa is so good.
I did something new.
What?
This has butter cracker crumbs. I think the butter cracker crumbs give it like a very buttery and especially savory taste. What do you guys
It
think?
goes so well because the greens are sort of like acidic.
It's really interesting, no? Like it has a fascinating crunch.
Yeah.
This pie that I'm about to assemble is the biggest seller in Sinaloa. After you have it, you really crave it again. Decorate it with pecan. They drizzle cajeta. Sí.
I don't really like guava like generally, but I really like this pie.
Yeah. I think it's spectacular. I mean, the guava, it's so unexpected, but it's so perfumed and exotic and exuberant and refreshing.
I'll take another slice too.
Yay! This makes me super happy.